All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and set this thing up for the Facebook as well. Give me one moment. Oh shit.
NFL TV, what's your name?
All right. Yo, what up, Facebook? What up, YouTube? We are back. Dolphin Fan Voices podcast. Hey, once again, man, if you like the podcast, you like what we're doing, um, make sure that you go ahead and you share this video. Put it on your Facebook page. Put it on your Twitter. Let people know what's going on, man. Definitely trying to reach more and more Dolphin fans and talk more. There is, I don't know, man. Let's go ahead with the intros. Everybody, go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Name's Ron Hyatt. I live in Northern California, a couple hours north of San Francisco. I've been a Dolphin fan since the early 70s when I was a little kid. I've always liked them, bad or good. And that's it.
All right, and I guess our other co-host has left the building. Probably was something going on with his mic or something like that. Because you talked to him. My name is Isaiah Harris. I am a Dolphin fan since birth. Born and raised in Miami, uh, and there's a lot of interesting things to talk about today. I guess we could jump straight off with the breaking news from today. And that breaking news was the um, the cutting of Ray Malalaga. And I know I always botch this guy's name. I have people in the comment section going at my neck because I always call him something different than what his name is. Um, and I and Devion Smith coming onto the active roster from the practice squad. So, uh, what did you think about that? About the move, man? About the situation with Ray Malalaga?
And I was busy today, and I
Yeah.
got home and I turned on YouTube, and your notification come up, and I shit pants when it's Ray Malaluga got arrested. The Dolphins are cutting him, and I was like, man, I had to watch it twice. Couldn't believe it. I checked Twitter, and it was all over Twitter. Everybody was all, yeah, dude, the dude costed himself a job for $40, all kinds of crazy crap. I was like, my God, dude. Reporting that he's 350 pounds.
Yeah.
I
I
like the move with Davion Smith getting promoted, but that kind of shocked me. With the way the receivers haven't performed all year and the tight ends, I was thinking maybe Thomas Duarte or one of those receivers like Malcolm Lewis from the U or Piston. Keep hearing how he's faster than Stills and can give Grant a run for his money in a race. The dude's like 6'1", and then of course Drew Morgan. Since we have trouble in the slot other than Landry, I was surprised none of those guys got it. But can't argue with Davion Smith. I liked him when we signed him as an undrafted rookie from Michigan. He reminds
and
me
the
a lot of Jay Ajayi, but we traded that away because we're trying to go away from the power run since our offensive line doesn't match power running.
that would be the most interesting situation ever if Devi and I don't know how many carries or how many touches he's gonna end up getting, but if he ends up if we end up going right back to a power run attack like we had, just with I would fall on the ground laughing at some of these people that I've talked to over the last few days that said that Gase didn't want to run that system. It would be absolutely hilarious. I would roll on the ground laughing at that if that was to happen.
But we have had quite a few injuries. So he might just be on just to take Centerize or Cenoris. I don't know how to pronounce that dude's fucking name. I've been hacking it for months. But the Perry kid.
Yeah, Cenoris Perry.
He's been nursing a knee for a couple weeks. William Hayes. And Centerize Perry has been a key contributor on special teams. So maybe he's coming in to do – because Perry relieved return duties. I think Grant is no longer on kick returns. It's Drake and it was Perry. So I think now it's going to be Drake and Smith, but I don't know. I would die if he gets 15, 18 carries, gives us the same thing that Jay Ajayi did, that we run 2 back sets that didn't bother Ajayi from last year. We used a lot of times last year, we used Marquise Gray as a fullback a lot last year. We even, at the one point, we had Williams and Ajayi in at the same time, and they faked the pitch to Ajayi and handed it up the middle to Williams, and Williams dragged those dudes in that, I think it was a Charger game for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
Used misdirection and shit, and then they did it again against the Raiders with faking it to Drake going left off to Marquise Gray on 3rd and 1, and he got the 3 yards for a first down on that. Lined him up as a fullback and used him in the power run up the middle. This is just the weirdest fucking season ever, dude. AWOL week 1 against the Chargers in LA. Ray Malaluga gets arrested and they find him. I don't know if it's true or not, but on my Twitter, Beasley or whatever his name was is reporting that they found Ray Malaluga at a Baskin Robbins laying on the freaking counter, eating the soft serve ice cream out of the machine, directly pumping it into his mouth. When they finally found him. God damn it.
If that is actually true, that shit is funny to me. Oh man, that would be absolutely hilarious if that's true. I think
arrested for $40, dude. Come on, man. What was he doing out at 3 a.m. at a titty bar anyway?
I see. My parents always told me, man, there was nothing but trouble in the streets at night. And that's part of the reason why I don't fucking hang out at no clubs. You'll never catch me hanging out in the streets. I work and bring my ass home. So I guess moving on, man, from the Malaluga situation. And I know I just said his freaking name. I'm never gonna get that name right. All right. What up? Ray M. That's his goddamn name. A painful situation. I guess we'll dive back into the Dolphins versus Carolina Panthers video. And I mean Dolphins versus Carolina Panthers. An absolute shellacking at the hands of the Carolina Panthers. I try looking at that film and looking and trying to find the bright spots. I always try to look for something positive to talk about when I'm talking, even in defeat. And there wasn't very many. 45-21. It sends us to 4-5. I said before that game that I felt like if we went out there and we won that game handily, that would kind of catapult us to a playoff run. That loss throws us into a fucking brick wall. What did you think about the Carolina Panthers versus?
I thought when I was watching it, I thought we were going to be in the game. We did really well on that first drive. I forgot what cost us the punt, but we get the ball with 50 something seconds, and we're only down.
Right.
And then I come back at halftime, and someone's telling me it's 17-7. I'm like, no. And fucking as soon as I reloaded you were streaming the game, and I finally got it back up, and I was like, what the hell fucking happened? And then it was like someone opened the floodgates. They were just from then on, we just in that third quarter we couldn't do anything right against the Panthers offense. And I realized they came in the game with the winning record.
Right.
But they weren't doing much against anybody all year long. As a matter of fact, I got heat for tweeting and stuff saying leading into that game that Jay Cutler was actually rated higher than Cam Newton. Well, that was before fucking Cam come out. And my God, all was the read option.
Yeah.
We were trouble stopping a high school fucking offense. I got so upset. It's the first game all year I turned off at the third quarter and just said, fuck it. But that rate did, and the dude's only getting 9 carries. We've shown with Drake, Williams, Ajayi. I could think we could even put back there or even centerize Perry and get 130-yard performance from him. This offensive line is better than the one we had last year.
Yeah.
We were running the ball with Craig Urbick as our center, Steen and Bushrod as our guards, and we were fucking tearing teams a new ass for 200 and something yards a game, three times last year. And to come out with a better offensive line, personnel-wise, in my opinion, and we can't run the ball. Okay, so we can't run the ball. We looked really powerful against the Raiders, even though we come out on the wrong end due to a bunch of fucking stupid penalties and just killing ourselves. Nothing that the Raiders did. We contained Marshawn Lynch. What are you going to do? You give him the ball at the 30-yard line, 20-yard line. Well, he can get 30 yards. It's not like they marched up and down the field on us. We handed them fucking the field position. And I don't understand. Going into this year, we were being told how even by ESPN, rated us the third best skills position, running back, fullback, tight ends, and wide receivers. The Dolphins had the third best behind only the Steelers and the fucking Patriots. And we're 30th or 32nd in almost every single offensive category. Running pass, didn't matter. Where's 40-yard passes all day long in the middle of the field? Thomas is supposed to have opened up the middle of the field for the tight end, creating space and eliminating the 8-man boxes, converting on third downs. We hadn't converted. anything on third down all season long. It's the same carbon copy as last year. Supposed to think Deion Sims and Marquise Gray at tight end is better than Marquise Gray, Anthony Fasano, and Julius Thomas. I don't get it.
No.
We have offense. He'll run 2 straight runs. It's 3rd and 13 because a couple of them get tackled for a loss. We line up under center. Have taken the 5-step drop, does his little 3.5-legged skip backwards, and then starts backpedaling and throws off his back foot. Running the same freaking plays every week. Devontae Parker, but I look at the stat sheet, he had 6 catches for 70 yards or 68 yards or whatever it was. And watching what I saw, I don't remember him getting that many touches. The game went so bad that I didn't see him catch those 6 passes. They didn't stand out. 6 for Jarvis Landry, 4 or 5 for Kenny Stills. None of them stood out. So were they just catching the 2-yard pass? Were any of them for a first down? You'd have to go through the stat sheet, find all 22 film, and start looking deep dive in it to find out if they, where were those catches made? When? I don't remember them. I watched the game, but I don't remember them. I remember that 66-yard run where we finally went into a power running game, brought Sam Young out as a 3rd tight end, and he makes a key block on the left side there. And then Marquise Gray is the fullback lead through the hole, and Kenyon I don't even think he got touched. He is off to the races. Why can't we do that all the time? Why can't we fake that run, dudes, while everybody's 8-9 men in the box waiting for the running play and throw off of it? Why can't we see that? None of these play calls by the Dolphins offense all season long has set up another play. We'll see a jet sweep. What was it? First game against the Jets. We haven't seen a jet sweep since. Why can't we fake the jet sweep, bootleg out to the opposite side, and throw it to Kenny Stills or Kenyon Drake or Damian Williams on the backside where everyone's flowing to the left and the real play is going to the right? Get them in space. Kenyon's doing the same thing Ajayi did, leading the team in missed tackles, yards after contact. We keep changing the player, but the stats are the same. They'll lead the game, lead the team, look like players, but they get what? 8 plays, 9 plays, move to the next guy, change the offense.
Yep.
Start running 9 routes to Julius Thomas when we have Kenny Stills, Kenyon Drake, Damian Williams, Marquise Gray, Devontae Parker. All these guys hire Jakeem Grant. Why can't the fast guys run the 9 routes? Isn't that why they're here? We spent all that draft capital on Leonte Carew. The dude's had, 15 plays all season long? A 3-game stretch without Devontae Parker. He's the only other big receiver we got, 6'2", 212 pounds. Where is he? We're lining him up in the tight end position and having him block.
See, when I've seen Leonte Carew out there actually catching passes, like I forget what game that was, his numbers look very, very similar to Jarvis Landry's numbers. In fact, they were like identical Jarvis Landry type numbers. So, I mean, if given the opportunity, I feel like Leonte Carew, he can be a decent slot receiver. I just don't see where the difference would be between Carew and Landry. I just don't see it. Now, I don't know. It makes me question the direction and the coaching when you see things like this. When you see, and you can vouch for this. I've been asking for Kenyon Drake for months now.
The whole season. Same here.
Exactly. What's the plan with Kenyon Drake? Why is Kenyon Drake not seeing touches? What are we doing? And I never understand why people will say, well, we had to get rid of Jay Ajayi for Kenyon Drake to come get touches, right? Well, Kenyon Drake only got, 9 carries the other. So you couldn't give him 9 carries with. See, that doesn't make sense. That makes 0 sense. None. 0. And we saw in that Panther game, we saw them use Jonathan Stewart, and we saw them use what's the other kid's name? He's gonna be a pain in the ass for a lot of teams.
McCaffrey, the rookie.
Yeah, he can be Marshall Falkish. We saw them use both of those guys. They ran Jonathan Stewart for 17 carries, 110 yards. And they
his first 100-yard game, by the way, the whole year.
Yeah. So they got their power back, and they had their young, quick, shifty, and spaced back. They used them both.
And here's with following off of McCaffrey, we saw all preseason long in practices and stuff, ESPN and NFL Live, always showing the practices, and they showed how even McCaffrey was embarrassing Luke Kuechly, who, in my opinion, is the best coverage linebacker the NFL has right now. If that dude is breaking the ankles of Luke Kuechly, what is fucking Burke smoking? Throwing Kiko Alonso one-on-one on this kid. We hear Gase and Burke all year long, all preseason.
Yep.
We're here to put our players in the best position. You're watching, there's film on live TV showing practice, showing this guy breaking the ankles of Luke Kuechly. So you're trying to make me swallow as a fan that Kiko Alonso is all of a sudden now he's better than Luke Kuechly?
that I'm telling you, they do some.
That's
really
putting your guy in the wrong spot.
Yes, absolutely.
Let him go ahead. Let him cover. Why won't they put Jones out on the over the top to help Kiko out, or that Maurice Smith kid we saw when he come in for Mike Thomas at free safety? He actually shut down Cooks. So why can't we go to it? We've not called a dime package all season long. Why can't we take out Kiko when you saw the formation? You said it a while ago. They had McCaffrey and Stewart in it at the same time, and they're splitting McCaffrey out wide like a tight end or a slot wide receiver.
Yep.
Somebody that can actually cover. Why do we got to keep the linebackers in?
I thought we should have put Bobby McCain on him.
That would have even been better.
Yes, I thought that was the best matchup that we could have possibly did on him. Was.
But then who's going to cover the inside guy? Because the Panthers did what we do all the time. They left their 3 wide receivers in, so we were forced to run the 4-2-5 coverages. And they got the matchup that they wanted. They got a linebacker on McCaffrey.
I was more afraid of McCaffrey than I was of their wide receivers.
I was afraid of both McCaffrey and that other rookie, Samuels, where he messed up his ankles out for the year on that one play where he got rolled up on his foot.
Yeah.
He's fast. And they were killing us until he got hurt. I was like, well, okay, maybe we can move the ball when he goes up. No, because now we can't stop the fucking run.
Oh, man.
Finding the matchups. And like you said, where's the coaches? I can guarantee Gase is smarter than that. And if we're, as fans, looking in the game, you're not a coach, I'm not a coach. I've played football. I played a little bit in junior college, but nothing to like, nothing to make me some kind of smart, should be on ESPN kind of shit.
Right.
And the fans are saying, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? And it's, you look at it, what we're saying, we got the basic concept down. If we're understanding the basic concepts, how come these guys aren't?
Yeah. It makes
I know Kiko can't cover McCaffrey. You got to have a defensive back. Why wasn't Bobby McCain on him?
Kiko caught hell.
Or show them.
He caught hell. Go ahead.
Yeah, he caught hell from anybody that had like athletic talent. What are we going to do against the Kansas City Chiefs with Kareem Hunt coming out of the backfield like McCaffrey? But he's doing it at an all-pro pace this year. The dude is like, he look like a rookie. He's looking like you said, Marshall Faulk. Guys that stand out in your mind that are dual threats.
Yep.
Edgerrin James, Emmitt Smith, fucking Le'Veon Bell. You're putting a rookie in that category, and that's what these guys look like. Against these teams, we still have 2 against the Patriots, and now they've got Bennett and Gronk back at tight end, plus their 4 wide running backs that are actually wide receivers in the backfield.
James White.
How are we going to cut? We're going to keep doing the same 4-2-5 when we already seen Kiko can't cover Cooks of the Raiders, couldn't cover McCaffrey or Samuels of the fucking Panthers. He had struggles earlier on against the Chargers. Couldn't cover that Henry kid that's looking like he's a rookie offensive player of the year at tight end for the Chargers. When you line up those athletic guys, why are we sticking a lot? For that point, we saw cover Samuels of the Panthers on a couple of those plays. They saw that Kiko was having trouble with the slot wide receiver and put Lawrence Timms, our linebacker, covering a wide receiver.
Yep.
Does that sound like putting your players in the best position to succeed?
Absolutely not. That sounds
Charger
like
game, you even put it out there. Posted the picture of Burke having Cameron Wake cover fucking Gordon out of the backfield. Really, dude? I mean, really. You got Byron Maxwell, Xavier Howard, Bobby McCain, fucking Mike Thomas, Walt Aikens, and you're choosing to use your defensive end, your best pass rusher, to cover.
Yep.
Really. And you're blitzing the small guys and not guys like Ray Malaluga, Lawrence Timmons. Chase Allen was playing that game because Timmons was on AWOL. No, you're going to rush. You're going to rush Rashad Jones. Bobby McCain's going to take his Cameron's Wake place as the pass rusher. Really? Makes no sense. We have the players. We've seen the players play. The rookies that are coming in, the Godchow, Taylor, put a fire under guys like Phillips's ass. Harris putting pressure on Branch. Where the fuck has Branch been for the past 4.5 weeks? We know what happened to Hayes. He's got injured. He got rolled up on his leg. But where the fuck is Branch? We're paying this dude $10 million. And where I haven't seen his damn name called in 4 weeks.
Yeah, I remember him getting hurt at one point. And when he got hurt, that was like the point in time when our run defense started looking the worst. Now, I don't know. I don't know what his status is as of right now. I don't know if he's back to being 100%. But early in the year, he was looking like he was about to have a decent season, and then he got hurt, and he's been a ghost for the past few weeks here.
What I want to know is, when are we going to see our big play players put in a position to make a big play? That's all I want. I know Parker can make a big play. Steele can make a big play. I know Jarvis put in the right position can make a big play. We saw Kenyon Drake do it already. 6-yard touchdown run. Last year against the Bills, he popped the 45-yarder, wasn't even touched once. Popped the 45-yard touchdown run. I just can keep naming names going down. Why are we featuring Julius Thomas, who on film you can see he looks like he's 400 pounds? He's running like he's 400 pounds.
He doesn't even run off the line of scrimmage. It almost looks to me like he's walking off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's.
And you see him on the sideline after the first series. This dude looks like he just came out of the damn showers. He's so fucking soaked, sweaty.
If you watch that game,
man,
that game last week versus the Panthers, he's getting good matchups, but I don't understand why he's not being more productive because he burnt that corner. I think that was a corner he burnt. He burnt the hell out of that corner. He just didn't catch the damn ball.
He was wide open.
He dropped.
It hit him in his fucking stomach, dude, and rolled right down his fucking legs.
Yep, that should have been that should have damn near been a touchdown. Right there.
As soon as I seen who was running that route, I was like, why is he doing it? That's the play everybody's been screaming for Parker. Screaming for Grant.
See, I think the reason why that's happening with Julius Thomas is because they're doing it for the favorable matchup. They know if they roll Parker out there, Parker's going to go with the number 1 corner. If they roll Stills out there, Stills going to go with probably the number 2 corner. I don't know if they want to try to run that route with Landry. But if you put Thomas,
they did when Parker was hurt. They did it once. I forgot the game name, but they did him on the same side, same route, and he caught it for his long for this year is 29 yards. But we have a more athletic tight ends. Why isn't Marquise Gray running that route, getting the same coverage?
That's a mystery.
But you had it right on the head. Thomas, he did run it. He was open.
Yeah.
He had separation. NFL standards, that's open.
Yeah.
And he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
And still couldn't catch it. I mean, even if he caught it, it wouldn't have been a catch.
No awareness and then dropping the freaking football.
It killed me. I don't understand. I think it comes down to this. Gase this year's taken some fucking heat.
Yeah.
And he should. He's the play caller for the offense. We have an offensive coordinator, but he's only there for quality control. Responsible for the unit that's ranked 32nd. And he has all these players. He's the one choosing, like, Morgan opens up by playing the slot. We already know Carew and Grant aren't good in the slot, but you can't have 3 wide receivers on the field all that can play is outside. Yeah. You have to be able to find matchups, and you can tell he's struggling, and he's going to his guys.
Yeah.
He's going with Carew because he's taking heat for spending those 3 draft picks to move up. And it shouldn't matter who they are.
I'm really surprised that Sonoris Perry isn't getting a bigger role, because that was one of his guys in Chicago.
Yeah, he's been a practice squad for us for a while too.
Yeah.
I'm
but he
surprised.
plays a huge role on special teams.
Yeah.
But we have the players. We're just like when you compare our roster to the Chiefs, Kenyon Drake is more talented to me than Kareem Hunt. Grant is as fast as Tyreek Hill. This kid, Colby Listenby, on the practice squad is supposed to be someone that's fucking a blazer. Why aren't we using, does it really matter if we have to feature Julius Thomas instead? Last year we watched Damian Williams catch everything thrown his fucking way. I was sitting there thinking at the beginning of the season, well, they're going to go this year, they're going to split the carries between Ajayi and Williams.
Nope.
Because Williams is just as a hard as runner as Ajayi is. But he has receiver hands. This dude almost got signed by the New England Patriots, and there was nothing we could do to stop it. They had a choice. They were going to go either Mike Gillislee, who also was a former Dolphin, and Damian Williams, and they chose Gillislee. So other teams know this guy is dangerous as a passer. Stopping Gase from using the two-back set. Ray Malaluga, his best plays came when he was a fullback, not as a linebacker. In my opinion. When you look at that one run, he did a good block. He took that linebacker right out of the fucking hole, and there was a hole right there waiting for the running back to hit. That we haven't seen much of all year long from this offense. We saw what happens when we finally quit pussyfooting around with Julius Thomas as a blocker, out there as a fullback, and then we put Sam Young as an extra tight end, and basically had two tackles on the left side with the tight end running through the hole. Why can't we do that? We already know if we play fake it, Gray can catch the ball. I remember that long play, third and forever against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Timmons blitzing and standing right in the face of Brian Tannehill, and he throws it way downfield, and Marquise Gray makes a toe-stepping catch on the sideline, makes his first and goal from a 3rd and long. It was like a 40-something yard fucking pass play. Well, so we know he can catch it. We obviously see he blocks. That's a dual threat, so that means you don't have to take him on and off the field, change the personnel. He can stay on the field. We can run it with him. He's thrown the ball. He was a college quarterback. He can catch the ball. We've seen that. He can block.
Right.
Why can't we do that? Kenyon Drake has experience with a lead blocker. Now, I get it. Ajayi didn't have experience with the fullback, and Damian Williams doesn't have experience with the fullback. They came from more open offenses, single back sets from the shotguns. Right. But Kenyon Drake comes from Alabama. We're talking 3-4 tight end sets, putting some big 300-pounder as a fullback and letting these, like him and the running back for the Titans, I keep forgetting his name. Him and DeMarco Murray are the running backs. Right. They hand the ball off with those guys getting those big power lead blocks. He can do it. I don't see giving him only 9 touches or runs. Give guys that have to have the defender fall down or not be covered before they can catch it. That's game planning for someone to fall down to catch it. Small corner to cover your tight end. To me, that's why we suck. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers. You take Antonio Brown off, do you think that they can move the ball as effectively as they do? But you mix him with Le'Veon Bell, you mix him with whoever's playing the tight end position and the other wide receivers. And they're not just lining up in a vanilla formation and just letting Antonio go out there and just he'll win the game for us. You're watching some of their plays. They're using picks. They're disguising him in his coverage. They're sliding him. He's moving this to give the quarterback chance to see, are they playing zone? Are they playing man? By moving him, even if he only goes in motion for four steps, the quarterback to let the defense telegraph. Because if it's man coverage, the guy has to move with him. And the moment he moves with him, you know it's man coverage. And now Antonio is, because he knows his routes, he has options based off what the defense does, and Ben's going to watch what he's going to do. And he don't have to, I have to make sure I'm running my route because the quarterback is going to throw it in one spot. No. They're waiting to see what the defense does, and they're attacking. They're not waiting for a reaction. They're using Antonio Brown as an attack. Okay, if they're going to take him out, now I can throw it underneath, and it's still going to be a big play. Why can't that be Damian Williams who can catch? Marquise Gray can catch. Kenyon Drake can catch. We're supposed to have a good wide receiver. We're supposed to have Parker as the number one. Be the best number two besides fucking T.Y. Hilton. Why aren't they? When we look at our offense and we're watching them run, it's failed as soon as they call the play. It's the last Monday on the game was calling our plays.
Yep.
He was calling our play. We line up, we run our little motion. Cutler's making his audible, and you can hear it on the field as soon as they get lined up, and it's 3 seconds, and you know they got to hike it. So they hike it with 1 or 2 seconds left, and Kuechly's yelling. He's yelling the play.
Yep.
And Tony Romo or John Gruden or whoever's calling because we had three primetime games. They're calling they're telling us as commentating, they're telling you the plays too. So if they're telling you the plays, then that means defensive coordinator can figure it out. You don't think that Ron Rivera is sitting there yelling at his new defensive coordinator, hey, these guys are going to do that. He's a former linebacker, all-pro linebacker. I don't get it. We have the talent. Gase has the talent. I'm sure he'll figure it out, but is he going to figure it out this year? No.
I don't think so. I honestly,
I would just tank.
I don't.
I would take out Julius Thomas. I'd activate Thomas Duarte, find out if we need to overhaul the whole tight end position and just keep Gray. Mm-hmm. With him being on a practice squad, he's not going to be back on the team, Duarte. Can't be put on the practice squad. And he's a Gase draft pick.
Yeah.
They drafted him with Lucas. Jordan Lucas went in the 6th round from Penn State at safety to play. But he's a safety in college. Why can't he play safety in the pros? And then in the 7th round, we took Thomas Duarte from UCLA. The dude's always open in preseason. Why can't he run routes in the regular season? Shrod is. He's a pile of shit on offense. Why can't Asiata start at right guard? Hey, Maluka's gone. Who's actually going to play middle linebacker now? Is it going to be Mike Hole, who's nursing a shoulder injury, or rookie Chase Allen? Earlier today on Facebook, where in the fuck is Stephon Anthony, a former first-round pick in Saints that we traded for, we had to have?
Yep.
Pick. We look at our history at 5th round. We get Rashad Jones in the 5th round. We got Devon Godchild in the 5th round. We got fucking
Jay Ajayi,
Bobby McCain 5th round. Jay Ajayi 5th round. All these 5th rounders are starters on our team, and we're throwing that pick away for a guy we had. He's on that fit. He is on the 53 active roster. Since we traded for him, he is on the active roster. He has to be on the active roster because you think he's going to stay on the practice squad when we put him there? You have to cut him first. You think he's going to clear waivers? former first-round pick at linebacker with other teams needing linebackers too? You don't think Pittsburgh's going to swallow him up? You don't think Kansas City's going to swallow him up? The Saints got guys injured. Some of their rookies are out. You don't think they'll sign him? So he's on the active roster, but he's inactive every week. Sidelines in street clothes, not playing.
Makes no sense.
It don't. And you already know what you got with Timmons. You already know what you got with Kiko. And you already know what you got with Maluga. Now he's off the team. So by not getting some playing time to see what this guy gives you, now we're stuck going back to what, Michael?
Yeah.
Going back to a 5'10", 215-pound linebacker. They can lie and say he's 6'1", all they want, but he's shorter than when he's walking on the field. He's shorter than Jarvis Landry, and Jarvis is not 6 foot. Jarvis looks bigger than Mike Cole when they're on the sideline. Linebacker, big man. And you got rookie Chase Allen, who's done whatever you ask from. For Timmons on the suspension. Never, and we'll go back to Mike Cole. Famous for being a coverage linebacker. Struggling at. You called it on Facebook earlier. I was like, man, dude's fucking at the podium preaching, giving the gospel, right? And we'll probably line up Michael, watch big runs because he's too small and he's too slow.
Yep.
I'm not confident Burke will pick the right guy.
Right.
Lined up against these teams with dynamic 3 and 4 wide receiver sets with a running back that is basically a wide receiver playing running back and can't make an adjustment. We leave Kiko out there for 3 quarters before we decide, hey, we'll put Mike Thomas and Mo Smith on him. And then he disappears as soon as we make that move. Why does it take 3 quarters to make that move? We already know from watching the preseason and ESPN and NFL Live giving away what he can do. We're watching him line up in vanilla coverages, and he's burning Luke Kuechly. What are we going to do against Gronk? We have a whole decade of film where Gronk just fucking destroys us. We already know Rashad Jones can't cover him, and it's not nothing saying nothing about Rashad Jones.
Right.
Can't cover him with one guy. You have Martellus Bennett back out there at tight end too. And they got Chris Hogan. And that fucking running back, take your pick, they all catch it.
Yep.
They all burn. They made Pittsburgh last year in the playoffs look like Pittsburgh was playing patty cake. 1, 2, 3 hike, 2-step drop. Brady throws it in the flat to the running back, and it's off to the races every single play. You can't. Well, why can't you hit Brady? Why call him the dink and dunk? When the Patriots do it, it's, they're just burning that team, taking advantage of matchups. When the Dolphins do it, it's, why are we running the bubble screen? Why are we throwing it short? The playmakers have to make the play. And when they're not making the plays, you got to put somebody else out there to find who is making the plays. Hey, we love Jarvis Landry. Let's just keep running him on the bubble screen. Play. Let's keep throwing Kenny Steele minus 4-yard pass, and maybe his speed will give us 4 yards. 4-yard negative. Why do we have behind the line? I don't know.
All right, so last 8 minutes, man, and I gotta take off and head to Best Buy. Dolphins versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 4-5 Dolphins versus that Tampa Bay team. They've been a disappointment as well. So, which disappointing team comes in here and plays the best? We're going up against freaking, I forget the quarterback's name from the played with the Jets last year. Had an abysmal season last year after having a decent season. Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be the quarterback because Jameis Winston is down. And this Bucs defense has been terrible all year long. They're one of the worst offenses when it comes to yards per game. They're near the middle when it comes to scoring. If we can't take advantage of this defense, I don't know what defense we take advantage of. And it seems like I say that every week. It seems like that's something that I say every fucking week. And then that team comes out and, well, I didn't say it versus the Panthers, so they have a pretty good defense. But there's been a couple different teams that I said, you know what? If we can't beat this defense, I don't know what the hell we're going to do with the rest of this season. I'm on the fence about this game, to be honest with you. I want to win. As a Dolphin fan, you want to win every fucking game. But realistically, I sit back and I look at this team, and I know even if we snuck our way into the playoffs, we'd get booted the fuck out. First round in an embarrassment, which makes no sense to me. I would much rather have the higher draft pick or an opportunity to trade away a higher draft pick and continue building this roster than to get a one and done smack around playoff game. Wow. You there? Are you there?
I'm back. The internet turned off and turned on.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts on this Tampa Bay Buccaneer game, man?
Because they, even though Winston's not in there,
yeah,
they still have Evans and Fitzpatrick lit us up before as a Bill and a Jet.
Yep.
They still have weapons. I don't know, but the Dolphins will probably win a close one. I just wish they would, like I said earlier, just wish they would tank.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
The Patriots would probably beat one of the two games against the Bills. We got the Broncos, who has a big defense, and we got the Chiefs.
See, that's why I wanted to know. I wanted a big win last week. Man. That would have told me everything. If we would have been able to go out there and beat that Carolina defense, number one defense in the NFL, and do it decisively, then it would have set the stage to go ahead and win this Buccaneer game. But at 4-5 with a bad showing last week, I really just want this team to take it out. Put the young players out there. Let those young guys get some reps and tank this season out because it doesn't make any sense. Then you can go in with a top 5 pick maybe and have a shot at one of those quarterbacks.
Or even a top.
Go ahead.
Or even a top 10 like Buffalo did.
Yeah.
And get the Kansas City reached and gave them. Now they got 2 first-rounders because they had to have that quarterback.
Exactly.
Going to be the same. There's Mason Rudolph, Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, that Baker Mayfield, all these cats.
Yeah.
And you can be sitting with the 10th overall or 11th overall and get something for that pick. But at 9-7 or 8-8, now you're talking 13, 14 round, 15 range.
Yep. And
you're just going to keep getting access to the same kind of talent you already have on your roster.
I mean,
and you're not going to
the Arizona Cardinals,
big hitter.
the Arizona Cardinals are probably going to be a team that's going to have to come up to get one of those guys. Somebody's like, it always happens, but there's always that one guy that in the very end, like when you're going into the draft, I saw it with that kid that the Eagles grabbed. There's that one guy that comes out of nowhere. I never even heard of him before, and he comes out of nowhere to be that hot prospect shooting up the draft. I don't know who it's gonna be this year, but we will we'll definitely see.
We need to figure out what we can do because the cap is screwed, and we got guys some funky, expensive contracts.
Yeah.
We're paying Kiko Alonso $9.1 million next year, and most of it's guaranteed. You can't cut it. For 3 years, he has a high hit.
Yep.
Dead money if we cut him or trade him.
Yep.
Branch, who's even worse. I didn't realize it was bad till you pointed it out 2 weeks ago. And I went ahead behind you and did some research. That dude's getting paid $10 million this year, and he's only got 3 sacks. $10 million for 3 sacks.
Yep.
And everybody's complaining about Cam Wake, and he's only a $5 million hit this year, and he's only a $6 million hit next year. Sacker at 6 right now. And being the only one out there besides Charles Harris, of course he's not going to get a pass rush. He's going to get tired. Don't have the rotation we had going in earlier this season. And we had Charles Harris coming in. We had William Hayes coming in. Fade was even getting some reps. Now Fade is playing solely on special teams, getting no pass rush snaps. Charles Harris is the other starter at defensive end. And William Hayes can barely give us 10 snaps. And Branch has been giving us 5-6 snaps. And there's no one else on the roster. And everyone's like, well, what happened to the pass rush? Well, it's easy. You get 1-2 injuries, and since you don't keep the depth, because you got to keep 9, 10, 11 offensive linemen because they're all scrubs, instead of just taking the hit and getting someone that you know is going to be there. And so we have to deactivate Vincent Taylor because they got to hold the extra offensive guys because they got to have those personnel groupings for Adam Gase. Well, what happened to our 8-man rotation on defensive line where we could do something? 4 defensive ends, 4 defensive tackles, keep those guys fresh, and they're always making plays. Now we're back to like last year. We just have 2 defensive ends and 2 defensive tackles, and everybody else has to just make it work. Well, it don't work that way. Sue and Wake rush the passer and stop the run for 60 to 70 fucking plays a game. It just don't work.
Right.
It don't work for other teams. Everyone's like, I looking at it 21-19 Miami.
All right, man. I got to get ready to get out of here before Best Buy closes on me. Got to get ready to make a quick run. Next week, who the hell do we play next week?
New England Patriots.
Oh God! All right, so next week we'll be back to talk about the ass whooping that we're gonna. Is that in Foxborough or in Miami?
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to find out. I was gonna have it earlier, but the internet crashed. My nephew turned it off and on. Come on. What do you think about that Levante David, dude?
Levante David, the linebacker for Tampa.
Yeah,
I like him. Anyway, man, I got to get ready to get out of here. I don't want to get to Best Buy too late.
It's in Foxborough at 10 a.m.
All right, so next week we'll talk Dolphins Patriots. So join us back here. next Saturday, 8 p.m. Dolphins Patriots, Dolphin fan voices. If you're watching the video, make sure you share this to your Facebook and your Twitter pages. We're out of here. Peace.